Well, I decided that I wanted to do a hotel in Nebraska, and as I found out really quickly, and you'll find out by the end of my story, I like to make the claim that Nebraska Nice follows you into the afterlife. So there was a sailor who had a son, and his son wanted to open this hotel, and he wanted to tip his hat towards his dad. So his dad was stationed on a ship called the Argo. So he opens this hotel, it's called the Argo. This is back in 1911. So he has this hotel for about 4 years. And this is like railroad era, right? So we're having like this like big railroad boom. Our modern equivalent is like having a fucking like AI data center, right?
Yeah.
So, except for, one of those actually leads to more jobs. But anyway, rabbit hole I don't need to go down. Anyway, so...
Let's go there. This is haunted by the ghost of AI robot.
Anyway, so Crofton at the time was kind of like a railroad city, except for the problem, you fast forward till about the 20s, automobiles start to take off, and these railroad towns, if you weren't massive like Omaha was, they all started to die off because people had cars and they weren't taking the trains anymore.
Yeah.
So in the 20s, there was a highway that was built, was called the Meridian Highway. So basically, it was supposed to connect the northern border to the southern border. It was like the big deal about it, right? So they renamed the hotel, hoping to get more tourists out there, the Meridian Hotel. Well, that goes on for just shy of 20 years, so we get up to about 1940. So earlier when you said don't stay at a hotel that used to be a hospital.
Spoiler alert.
So what was kind of interesting, and also remember I'm a child of the 90s, right? So there's a lot of early-ish Metallica going on in my childhood. So I always just remember that stupid song Sanitarium. I didn't realize what the fuck that word actually completely fully meant, and all of it, its wholeness, right? So I always thought that was like a mental hospital situation. No. That is long-term care in almost any regard, and that was one of the things I thought was interesting, is this place was actually commonly used for hospice. So we're talking 20s through the 30s, we're in Nebraska, this is Dust Bowl, this is Great Depression era. As the rumor goes, not all of the doctors were properly licensed.
Oh no. Why would that be?
So, anyway, so we're selling these pills. Anyway, so we're in the 40s. This goes all the way up through, I think it's mid-50s or so, and this hospital closes. Well, it later gets bought out by a doctor who's like, hey, let's turn this into a doctor's office. So this guy has this doctor's office from the 60s through the 80s.
He's a real doctor this time.
He's a real doctor, but here's where it gets fun.
Okay.
This is a hotel, multiple levels. He seals off the upstairs. So nothing gets messed with, nothing's disturbed. So we roll through the 80s, we're getting into 1994, this building gets bought again. It's a couple that is like, hey, we want to restore this back to, the Argo's original glory, and by the way, the upstairs should be a time capsule this entire time. Mm-hmm. So they buy this place, they're doing all these renovations, and there is an old bar apparently, towards the back.
Oh, fucking rad.
And they're tearing down one of the walls, and they find a bag of bones, as the story goes. It hasn't really been verified if they're human or not, but the claim of the staff who worked at the time thinks it was baby bones.
Ooh.
So there's that, and then there's also, I gotta double check, make sure I have the right name here. Another tale that is told, I don't know if I fully believe in this one because they haven't been able to truly confirm that this person existed, but there was a lady by the name of Alice, and as some of the stories tell,
It's always an Alice.
It's always an Alice.
It's always an Alice or an Elizabeth.
Yeah, don't trust them. They're gonna do some shit. Anyway, some believe that may have been the mother of said baby. So we fast forward a little bit farther, and this particular hotel was featured on Ghost Hunters. And I went through, I watched their episode, I watched a bunch of other Ghost Hunters on YouTube and stuff, and kind of the conclusion with a lot of these guys is either this hotel is not haunted, some of them claim that it's haunted, but none of them are mean or evil spirits in any way, shape, or form. And that's kind of how I go back to my earlier claim where Nebraska Nice just fucking follows you into death. Yeah, man, like, I died over there, and, like, but, like, that was most of the claims, though. It's like, you'll hear random sounds, and, like, certain rooms are worse than other ones, but, like, aside from the bag of dead babies, like...
So it wasn't so scary that it haunted someone so bad he needed glasses afterwards?
Yeah, fucking...
Oh! Fuck you and your fake show.
But yeah, so they're still open. There's 2 guys that own it. I believe it's Chuck and Todd are the current owners.
I like Chuck and Todd.
So Chuck and Todd, they do like lean into all the lore. They actually like go full like ghost hunter mode on. A lot of ghost hunters actually like to go stay at that place and go check it out and all that. Rooms are $150 to $170 a night for a town of 800 people.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but it's kind of a destination spot.
Yeah.
That is true.
How's the food?
I'm glad you asked.
I was unprompted by.
So I was actually reading there because I was thinking about it, and I haven't completely ruled it out yet. There's a non-zero chance I might go up there Thursday just to stay the night. But from like a lot of like the ghost hunters that have been up there, there's so directly across the street there's a church, but there's apparently like a restaurant in town that everybody's like, yep, it's a small town restaurant. More importantly, I think the new owners actually opened a restaurant in the hotel, so they're doing food and booze, and you can get haunted by ghosts at night. Like that sounds fun.
Yeah, it'd be a fun, especially since it's relatively close.
Yeah, it's only like 3 hours. It's Kansas City distance.
Yeah,
right?
that's like a fucking overnight, like just day trip. Like go there if the restaurant's fucking good. Go there, go to a restaurant, bring a bottle of champagne for the room, get tipsy, and see if there's any fucking babies that crawl around.
A little recorder or something.
Yeah, it's like a one-armed little baby crawling.
Have you seen my bones? They're in the back of the wall.
yeah. Oh.
Sorry. Back of the wall happens to babies sometimes.
I'm gonna end up naming this drink like burlap sack.
No, I was your fault. Bag of bones.
Bag of bones. That's the Haunted Hotels podcast episode. We'll be back at a time and a place and a new location soon. So